My boyfriend is mad at me because I got myself a vibrator. Throwaway because I don't want my boyfriend to find out. I, 24 female, have been in a relationship with 23 male for about 9 months. Sex is good, but I always have troubles climaxing. I have always had troubles climaxing during sex no matter what, so it's not like it's his fault or anything. Our sex life is good and I'm overall happy with it, but lately I really wanted to know what it feels like to have an orgasm since I have never had one in my entire life. So I go on Amazon. I buy the first vibrator that I thought looked good and used it when my boyfriend was at work. I lay in bed, try to relax, and after I got in the mood I tried it on me, and after a little bit I felt like a strange sensation. Like something was building up, and I finally for the first came. I literally couldn't stop shaking and crying after because I was so happy, and I couldn't wait to tell my boyfriend because I thought he would be happy too. After he comes back for work I literally tell him what I just told you guys, and he starts throwing a tantrum and screaming about how I thought he wasn't enough and how shit I made him feel, and then he went on like this for the next 20 minutes just screaming and ranting very loudly. The night he wanted to sleep on the couch, and this morning he didn't even talk to me. Now I don't know what to do. Any idea on how to fix this? I need your help. Update. He came back from work and we talked. He apologized for freaking out and told me what I suspected. The fact that a piece of plastic could do a better job than him made him feel emasculated and worthless. He told me while sobbing that he will try harder, but for now he doesn't want me to use it. I don't know what to say at this point. I really love this man. I'll have to decide on what to do, I guess. Ty for the suggestions, by the way. I appreciate you all. I really love this man. Bruh. He's 23 and threw a tantrum over you masturbating. That's not a man, that's a little boy with an unhealthy understanding of sex. Your boyfriend is a selfish, childish asshole. He should be happy and celebrating with you, not making you feel like shit. Have fun using your new toy. Your update is no bueno. He was sobbing. His male ego is far too fragile for a relationship at this point. He was sobbing and said he would try to be better, but he's trying to make you fix his insecurity by enabling him and not using a very useful tool that helps you finally orgasm. Keep the tool that helps you feel good and ditch the tool that screams at you. PSA. There are plenty of people who either won't mind that you use sex toys or will even gladly use one on you during foreplay sex. You are dating a child. There are so many red flags here, it's unbelievable. You don't need to do anything to fix this. He needs to grow up and stop being selfish. You doing what you need to do is not a reflection on him and isn't a personal attack. If he sees it that way, then he needs to do some self-reflection to figure out why it feels like it is. A lot of women can't orgasm through penetration alone, so it's not a bad thing. If he stops acting childish, you guys could always try adding the vibrator to the bedroom, but I would be breaking up with him for this. He starts throwing a tantrum and screaming about how I thought he wasn't enough and how shit I made him feel, and then he went on like this for the next 20 minutes just screaming and ranting very loudly. The night he wanted to sleep on the couch, and this morning he didn't even talk to me. Now I don't know what to do. So many red flags. It happens that people are a bit bummed out. But throwing a tantrum. Screaming at you. Sleeping on the couch. Not talking to you? Take 20 steps back and have a hard look at this guy's actions. It's situation like this one who show you how stable someone is and how healthy your relationship really is. He's upset there's nothing he can do and is just blaming you instead of figuring out a way to make you come. First, it is totally normal, even average, for you to not come from penetrative sex. The majority of women, at least 75%, never have an orgasm from penetration alone. Most of us require stimulation of the clitoris. So there is nothing wrong with you, no matter who tries to make you feel otherwise, your shitty boyfriend included. Second, leave him. Any man who freaks out like that over your sexual pleasure is trash. And any man who is that controlling of your sexuality, and believes he ought to be the source of all your orgasms, is an abuser just waiting to fully emerge into the light of day. Ditch his controlling, crazy ass and take your vibrator and go live in happiness with it. It'll do you way more good than this crappy man ever will. What a selfish baby your boyfriend is. I never came until I was 44. I'd tried vibrators but never got there. My husband bought me a magic wand. He encouraged me to use it when I just left it in the cupboard. It is amazing. He never gets offended when I go and get it before sex, or he goes and gets it so I don't have to leave the warm bed. Because he wants me to enjoy myself. Intelligent men buy magic wands and go and get them for their partners before sex. Edit. Changed. Real men. 2. Intelligent men. As commenter below didn't like the term, real men. I don't think it's that you have issues climaxing, I think it's that your boyfriend and previous partners have never prioritized you climaxing. You climaxed your very first time using a vibrator with seemingly little effort, so the issue clearly isn't you. It's your crappy partners who don't care enough to get you there. This is so toxic. You deserve to cum. Please don't get rid of the vibrator. Get rid of the abusive BF. He screamed and threw a tantrum for 20 minutes and now he's ignoring you. Very sad. Seriously, break up with this guy. You can't fix a man who thinks only he should bring you pleasure. I'm sorry honey, congrats on your first O. I think you need a new boyfriend. My girlfriend has a drawer full of them and thank God she does because it makes helping her finish so much easier. Your boyfriend sounds like a big baby. Your boyfriend cried because you masturbated with a vibrator. Let that sink in. If you want to be in a relationship with an insecure man-child, that's on you. Tell him that if his cock vibrated at 100 by per second, you wouldn't have needed to buy a sex toy. Congrats on finally having an orgasm. You should celebrate by taking the whole trash man to the dump. Try to go for someone who's not an insecure shithead next time. Throw the entire fucking man in the garbage. That's unbelievably shitty. Break up with him. He's pathetic LMAO. But for now he doesn't want me to use it. Lol, tell him to grow up or else he can go fuck himself. He told me while sobbing that he will try harder but for now he doesn't want me to use it. No, a man doesn't get to dictate how you masturbate. That update is really bad. He would rather you have no orgasms than have any without him? That's so selfish and controlling. Masturbation is normal and healthy, trying to forbid your girlfriend from doing it is terrible. Some women orgasm really easily, others can only orgasm if you penetrate THRN upside down with their left leg at a 67-degree angle and the other in the fifth dimension. OP clearly needs vibration to orgasm. That's just the way she's wired. So unless OP's boyfriend can learn to make his dick vibrate, he needs to understand that isn't about him. He hasn't failed, his girlfriend just needs certain stimuli to get off. If he remotely cares about her pleasure, he'll get over himself and learn his way around that vibrator. He started crying because it made him feel inadequate. And then told you to stop using it? Sounds like a great guy. Girl, men get off every time they have sex and you deserve the same. You shouldn't feel shame for needing to use a vibrator to climax and he shouldn't feel emasculated for you using it. Use it together, give him some time and he will realize that sex is better when you both are enjoying it. If you're not allowed to use a vibrator, then he isn't allowed to watch porn. Damn double standards. Watch him instantly shut up lol. He needs therapy. Per your edit. Use that damn vibrator. You cannot cater to that level of insecurity. The plastic isn't better, it's different and can do things he physically can't. He sounds like an immature and insecure man-child. Hey. I have trouble getting there from penetrative sex. Actually it doesn't happen at all. You know what my husband did? Bought me toys. He wanted it to be pleasurable for me. He got me my first one I think 6 months into our now 11-year relationship. My Christmas stocking even had 2 new ones in it this year. Smiling face. Sex isn't just about him. And he doesn't get to tell you not to use it. That is controlling. And his reaction was abusive. If he is controlling sex for you, he will control other things. The best direction here is to get him to use it on you, but generally mature men know that toys and pleasure enhance the experience as they understand female anatomy rather than believing that just putting it gets the job done. Does he masturbate? If so, then his argument fails. He sounds juvenile and insecure. He should be delighted that you were open with him about this and exceeded to bring the vibrator into your sexual relationship. If he can't sack up, he's going to lose you. Well, once you leave the child, at least you still have the vibrator. Enjoy the new toy. If he acts this way 9 months into a relationship, you have to ask yourself if you want to keep dealing with tantrums over small things in the future in addition to the major conflicts every relationship goes through. Yeah, the update did not make things better. He has a fragile ego. I mean, is it actually about the toy or the fact that you get off without him? Even if you didn't use a toy and used your own hands, he'd still say something because he'd rather you not orgasm at all than to orgasm without him. Except that he doesn't make you cum. So again, he wants you to not cum at all. Obviously he only cares about his ego and not about your pleasure. He doesn't get to tell you how you can or can't masturbate. Would he tell you to stop using your fingers to orgasm because he feels emasculated by you making yourself come? It's something he needs to deal with. A good partner would want you to feel pleasure. He needs to grow up. You are both young and are learning about your bodies and each other's, as you will continue to do throughout your life. Have fun with it. No pressures. Everyone is different. You can both have fun exploring. He can watch you use your toy on yourself. Try other toys out with each other. Have fun experiences where he can explore you and you him to find out new things you each like. Keep exploring yourself meanwhile too. Have fun. I think it's important to have fun with this. He definitely overreacted. Talk to him about it. Let him know it's important for you to explore yourself and that you want him to be a part of that too. Talk about different things you both would like to try with each other. Babe, not worth it. I was in the same boat as you and my boyfriend uses it on me, life-changing. So, to be clear, he'd rather you go the rest of your life without an orgasm than deal with his insecurities like an adult. He sounds really immature. Screaming at you and crying, making you feel guilty as though you've done something wrong because he felt insecure is 100% not okay, and you need to make that clear to him. That behavior is not okay. Toys can be a great addition to a couple's sex life. They aren't to replace anyone but add to the experience. Is he so insecure that he'd rather you not enjoy your sex life to its fullest extent, over his masculinity being threatened? How does having sex with you knowing he's not giving you an orgasm not make him more insecure than you masturbating? Also, I bet he masturbates when you aren't there, so he's a damn hypocrite as well. Don't stop using your vibrator. You've never had an orgasm, you finally had an orgasm, and now your boyfriend is mad and wants you to never have another orgasm. No. He has all the orgasms he likes. Also, it's much harder to have an orgasm from another person when you've never had one by yourself. A lot of the process is mental, and it really helps to know what it's supposed to feel like and what sort of things get you off. This makes it likelier that your boyfriend will eventually get you off. To draw a parallel to this situation, yesterday I told the man I'm dating that I have a few toys I use for myself. He found it extremely sexy and mentioned that we could incorporate anything I'm comfortable with into our sexy times together. Your boyfriend may be in his 20s, but he honestly doesn't sound mature enough to be having sex in a serious relationship. His insecurity issues are something he should be working on himself, and they're not your job. When I first met my other half, I had a vibrator. I'd been single quite a long time. He was a bit weird about it, saying that if I needed it, then he wasn't doing his job properly. He never got upset, but was occasionally disappointed if I wanted to use it. I explained that I found it almost impossible to climax during penetration as I was too focused on that, but it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. He got over it, and we now often incorporate vibrator use into sex. If your partner is unable to help you reach climax or is unwilling to, then the problem is with him, not you. His reaction was unreasonable, and I'd be rethinking the relationship at this point. My ex literally bought me one. There's nothing less attractive than a guy who's insecure about a damn sex toy. Sorry if someone has already said this. Too much to read lol, but you getting mad at him for jerking off would be the equivalent. Just how ridiculous does that sound? This boy needs to be dumped. Someone who loves you will put your pleasure and happiness equal to their own, if not higher. I've never understood guys that are weird about sex toys. It literally makes their job easier lol. Assuming you don't want to dump him and get yourself a man, the way to handle his fragile ego is to invite him to use the vibrator on you. Teach him how to use it. Him watching himself give you a mind-blowing orgasm should hopefully be fun and illuminating enough for him to realize that there is no shame in his bio dick not being to do all the amazing things a bionic one can do. This is not a normal reaction. The fun thing about owning toys is being able to use them solo or with your partner. My boyfriend bought me a new toy a couple months ago so I could enjoy myself. He told me while sobbing that he will try harder, but for now he doesn't want me to use it. Your boyfriend doesn't get to tell you if you want to use a vibrator, you get to decide. Inexperience and insecurity. He fucked up, but it's not something fatal. Make him understand that he was wrong and try to fix the issue together. A relationship isn't a constant war, like the comments here would have you believe. I've never been able to climax without a toy to help. I met my now husband when I was 21 and he was 22, and once we'd done some fooling around we talked about it. Like grown-ups. 13 years later he buys me new toys and we enjoy them together. The fact that your boyfriend feels emasculated by a vibrator is his issue, and he needs to grow up and realize that for some women getting to climax is a lot of effort, which isn't a reflection on him. Personally, I think he should be more worried that you've never climaxed and want to help you experience it in whatever way works for you. So you're supposed to not have orgasms because he's insecure? No. However you decide to move forward, that should not be an option. That's him telling you that his ego is more important than your pleasure. Sorry op, this guy sucks. Masturbation is healthy. Buy him a book on guiding a woman to orgasm. Dude needs to work on his tongue and finger skills. Seriously, total game changer. For both of you. The first time you orgasm with him he's going to feel like the king of the world. Keep using the vibrator and tell him to grow up. Congrats on your first orgasm also. Just use the fucking thing together FFS. Really, I get wanting to cum, and using toys is totally okay. Introducing them into the shared bed is fun and he could still help by touching all the right places, if ya know what I mean, winking face. He would also feel like he was helping and not be left out. Is it reasonable to be afraid to be replaced by a toy? Nope. Are people known for being especially reasonable, especially in matters of the heart, or genitalia in this case? Again, nope. So include him in the act, you have fun, he has fun, everybody is happy.